Hey, I'm Dart.
I'm Lisa.
Well, happy Monday, boys and girls.
Oh, yes. Oh, happy Thanksgiving week. We hope that you're going
Right,
to spend time with family this week, which is why we're going to just do three short little clips this
right,
week
yeah.
Monday, Tuesday,
But
Wednesday.
they're going to be powerful.
Powerful. That's
Uh-huh,
right.
that's
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So, what are we going to talk about this week, Dart?
Well, we're going to talk about getting your affairs in order through your estate planning documents.
Okay. I know that doesn't sound fun and sexy like a lot of things that we talk about, but it's so important. Like, this is one
uh,
of the biggest things,
that's
right?
right. That's right. You know, it's as what does the saying goes that if everything that's important is seldom urgent, everything that's urgent is seldom important. But this is very important, and we want to talk about that. So, we've got hundreds of families that we've worked with that certain things happen. Sometimes it was a loss, sometimes it was a change in health, and all of a sudden there was chaos. And the reason is this
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like a little graph here that just shows that when the family is not in any, so the left side is control, so it's 100% control to 0% control. And so it doesn't have to even be an aging person. It could just be life going on. You know, it's
Yes.
like you got children, you got
Any
things.
age. If
That's
you're
right.
above 18, this video
Right.
is for you.
Absolutely. And so for showing the red line is that there's no communication, there's no documents in place, or if there is documents, there's no one knows what is expected or so forth. And all of a sudden a tragedy happens. And so the dotted line around this is just the transition is just nothing but chaos. And I bet you've seen this happen in your family somewhere. And it's very painful when you're the family member on the red line. You would
Yeah,
agree?
absolutely. But
Yeah.
I think too, we've seen a lot of famous people with multi-million dollar estates, and they pass
Prince.
away. Yes.
Yeah, but no will, $1 billion catalog. So you know, how much income, how much money, assets you have. You know, if you don't have a will or trust, then the state has one for you. So,
Yeah.
so
Unfortunately, that was really not funny, but it's true.
yes, it is. And so, rather than having a transition to chaos, Lisa, what would be a better way to do this?
Well, I love this. Like, just having a succession plan. I think it's important. Most people, it's one of those things like you're afraid to talk about, things
Yeah.
like God, sex, and money. This is one of them, right?
Right.
And so be open, especially if you have children. You
Right.
need to be talking, like, if something suddenly happened to you or you and your spouse at the same time, heaven forbid, you know, who's going to take care of your children? Have you already asked them? Have you talked to them about it?
Right.
Or if you're older, have you started to talk to your children about it? We find people that maybe suddenly something happens and then they're not of sound mind and body, and they cannot make those decisions legally.
Right. So the plan is that to get a plan in place, get everybody involved and communicate with, and just do an annual review of where everything is and what's going on. And so, knowing that this transition will happen someday, it may be 20 years from now, it may be 2 years from now, it may be 40 years from now. But having, and while we're in Thanksgiving holidays, it's a great time. We did this on purpose so that we could bring this subject up.
Well, yeah, they might be around their family,
Right.
And they feel like, oh, yes,
Yeah,
now that might be a good time. Let
Yeah.
me ask my brother or sister,
Right.
how you feel, or ask your children, hey, here's where my legal docs are. Here's what we've chosen. We've decided.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little more.
So we're going to show you just a quick slide, and then tomorrow we'll get into these a little bit more detail. But these are the estate planning must-haves. So it's either having a will or a trust, or
Oh, you want me to say? Well,
no. Just you can't just.
How about having your power of attorney?
There you go. Yes. So to handle your financial aspects. So if you're incapacitated, you got somebody that can take over your financial stuff. So beneficiary designations.
Yes, but I'm also thinking about like your healthcare power of attorney. I think is important.
Right.
And we're going to talk about that again because that's something we can do.
And a letter of intent. So this is self-explanatory, but what is your overall intentions? And if you know your overall intentions, then your legal documents should align with that.
Well, absolutely, but
Yeah.
I love these intentions. I think
Yeah.
we'll talk about that a little bit
Right.
more, like how you decide, because
Mhm.
what if you have 4 children and one of them wants to take over your business, but not
Right.
the others, or you have a special a special heirloom gift from your grandmother that
Mhm.
you just want to go to your daughter,
Right.
or could be
Well,
very sentimental and
our
personal.
experience has been is that we sit down and they tell us all of their things that they want, but then when we review their legal documents, none of the things that they want is going to be executed by the current legal documents, and that's a sad situation.
Or they don't have any.
Or they just don't even have any. They
Right.
think that somehow their wishes are going to just pop up.
Yes.
And so then the last one is if you have young children that you have a guardianship, put in
Yes.
place.
Well, and I think it's also important to mention with that is the special needs trust. If you have a
Absolutely.
special needs child, like
Right.
that is of the utmost importance. I
Absolutely.
can't
Yeah.
express that.
So in disclaimers that we are not attorneys. However, we can read and we suggest that you do. And because your legal documents are very important.
Yes.
They're to have in place, understanding, just don't take them and sign them and have them notarized and put them in a box and say, I've got that. I've checked the box. No, you really need to, it's things that you need to review on an annual basis. But
Yes, I think over the next 2 days, I think we're going to show people how they can do this very easily.
absolutely.
And it could be digitally online for themselves, and that
Right.
way, unfortunately, in case of we've seen it recently, unfortunately, in our country, hurricane, fire destroyed a house. Where are the legal docs? Or the doctor or the attorney is no longer in practice and having trouble getting those documents. So
Mhm.
I think
All right.
that'll be important.
We'll
Okay, have a great day.
All right.
What are we going to say? We'll see you
see you tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yes.